Hello, in this quick video, we're going to discuss the header section of the resume, which is truly the portion at the top of the resume that describes your contact information. So in this section, it is essential that you list your name, you list your address, phone number, and email address. Now we're going to break down each one of those because even though they seem straightforward, you do have different options with them. So for your name, this is one of the most important things you want an employer to remember. While the font throughout the resume should typically be 10 to 14 size font, your name is the one piece of information that can be slightly larger. So anything from 16, 18, possibly even 20 size font to help it stand out. You can also bold your name, like the sample here at the top of this resume, or you could place it in all capital letters. Then afterward, you'll see we have the address. Now you can list your street address, but sometimes we aren't comfortable doing so. So if not, you can simply list your city, state, and zip code that you're located in. And then afterwards, you want to list a phone number and email address. Now for both of these, you want to be thinking of professionalism. So for your phone, you want to make sure that you have a voicemail that is professional, that articulates and helps you establish that you're great at communication and someone that can be taken serious. And then your email address should do the same. So while you could use your Lincoln Land or school email address, it's also important to keep in mind that resumes typically remain active in an employer's system for 1 year now. So if you're graduating soon, it may not be best to use your school email that you will no longer have access to. So instead, I'd recommend creating a personal email account that still has a professional name to it. So something that isn't going to send the wrong message, simply first and last name, something that just clearly conveys who you are and is still professional at the same time. And then thinking of how we format this. So you'll see this example at the top. We have each one of these items listed on a separate line. So we've got the name that's the largest, and then everything's consistently spaced on its own line here. This is a great idea if you're starting out with building experience for your resume and you may have a bit more space, so you still don't have a wealth of information that you're trying to cram into one page. So simply take that space to highlight your contact information. At the same time, if you have more experience and you're trying to save space, you may take one of the approaches on this next page. So Adam, Ariel, for example, we've got the address listed on one line and then phone and email on the next. So we're saving a bit of space. Instead of having the street address on its own line, we're spacing that out here. And then same idea here where we have the phone and email simply separated by a bullet point to save some space. And then if you're truly crammed for space, you could list your name and then have everything else separated by bullet points on one line below. Make sure you've got that comma between the city and state, and then you can have bullet points separating out each piece of content that should be in this section. Those are all good options, and it truly depends on what makes the most sense based on your specific qualifications and what else you need to highlight on this document. But those are some of the big things to consider within the header section of the resume.